Yo, what's going on, Latin Wealth family? Welcome to another episode to the Latin Wealth podcast. I'm super excited about today's guest because just like last week, we are still in New York City. We have a phenomenal guest on the podcast. A little bit about our guest today. He is one of the biggest influencers on social media. And not only is he one of the biggest, but he's been doing it probably for some of the longest time, right? There's other influencers that they just starting to pop up. You've been doing it for a minute, you know what I'm saying?
6 years.
6 years.
January made 6 years.
Wow. So there you go, 6 years. Specifically in the comedy space, definitely reaching out and creating different type of content as well. Over 4 million subscribers, followers on Instagram, and you guys have over 300K on YouTube, right?
Yep.
Almost 300K on YouTube, over 300K. Welcome to the podcast, Chicklet. How you doing, bro?
Great introduction. I love it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I love it. What up, man?
Thank you for jumping on the pod, man. I really appreciate you. And thank you for letting us to come into your space, man, your studio.
That's the name of it.
Yeah.
This
literally.
space.
Yeah, this space. This space. Let's jump into it, man. Like, what made you want to literally get this space?
Oh, so we were... Oh, wow.
He said it's going to be 3 hours long.
Yeah. But honestly, it was just to have a space. It's literally called This Space.
Yeah.
So when I say space and stuff, I get confused.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not trying to say the name. But in New York, we feel like there's people that are not together. Like, everybody wants to work separately.
Why is that?
I feel like it's a big, we got to do it ourselves kind of thing, and not depending on other people. We're so huge on that. And that's what, I feel like people think that we're hating on each other and stuff. Nah, just be like, yo, I'm not depending on nobody. I'm going to do it myself. And we have a bunch of people part of the group, and the name of the group is called This Group.
Yeah.
But, and this is just a place where we could come together and work together. And, if you guys do watch my video, a lot of them are done at home. And I started getting really comfortable at home. And I was like, nah, we need somewhere to, well, Mike and Don are the people who got this and created this. But I came a part of it. Mike's my manager. You had him on last week. And, they actually put this together.
Yeah.
And I loved it because that's what it is for me. It's somewhere to come and get away from the crib and not get too comfortable and come here to work. I've been here almost every day this week so they did this.
Yeah, and I love it because it's like you said, a place where everybody can come collaborate, brainstorm, bounce ideas off each other. You got the podcast room. You got a whole nother big space over there. So that's sick, man. That's dope.
That space. but yeah.
Man, I love it. So, man, walk us through a little bit of your background, you growing up. I'd love to know more about you before the followers, before, social and all that.
Yep.
Where did you grow up at? You know what I'm saying?
I grew up in a lot of different...
You from everywhere.
Areas, yeah. So, I was born in Brooklyn, raised somewhat over there. We ended up moving to Jersey. I went through like 1st to 3rd grade over there. And then we moved back to Brooklyn. And then we moved to Queens. And then we moved back to Brooklyn. And I've been in Queens since I was 14. So all of that happened before the age of 14. But I would say I'm from Brooklyn and I was raised there because even when we moved to Queens, I would be in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And now I just say I'm bi. Yeah.
So what?
And people be like, what does that mean? You're bi. I'm like, I'm from 2 different boroughs, I feel like.
Yeah, I feel it. What made you guys move around so much?
Honestly, I don't know. We just, my parents and stuff, we were moving. Well, we moved out of Jersey because we ended up getting robbed. And then we went somewhere else in Jersey and just, I guess, wasn't as fast paced over there. So they ended up coming back to Brooklyn and just, I have little brothers and we needed bigger spots basically to move in. But once they got to Queens, they stayed in Queens. They just now moved to Florida, but I'm 29, so from 14 to 20, almost 15 years actually. They was living there. Now they just moved to Florida, got a house. So
that's crazy. See, that's kind of like me, but on the West Coast. So growing up, I was born in L.A. Then we moved up to Portland, Oregon, lived there, moved down to Sacramento. Then I moved back down to Southern California.
Is Portland like a place for like L.A. and Portland? Like because I feel like when I meet people in L.A., they're like, I'm from Portland.
Well, I think a lot of people from like Oregon and Northern California, they move to LA.
Okay.
All the time. And that's the thing. Like even living in Sacramento when I lived in Northern California, everybody was like, I want to go move to LA. I want to move to LA. They moved to LA for like a year and then come right back.
Oh, and where you live at now?
Now I'm in Dallas, Texas.
Oh,
with my
wow.
wife. So now I'm in the middle, which is dope. It's been dope. We've been there for like a year and a half or so.
Yeah, I'll be on Zillow in Dallas.
yeah, for sure. Looking up at all the big houses.
Yeah, just, wishing.
Yeah, no, for sure. They got him out there, so that's dope. Moving around a lot. So what made you, growing up, what were you into? Were you into sports? You know what I'm saying? Were you always into content creation?
It's funny because Millennial asked me this yesterday, like, yo, what did you want to be when you, and I was like, I never had a dream or nothing, like I wasn't really into a specific sport or anything like that. I was just there doing stuff. Like I would play the sports, never been on a team though, or anything like that. I was just the class clown. That's what I was.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was. I feel like I was the class clown because my ears were really big. They still, you could tell, but I was really small. They've been like this always.
So, I got to point it out now. Like, my ears are hella small.
Yeah. Not that small. I've seen smaller.
Okay, well, my ears is hella small, so you got the big
Nah, they good. My boys have small ears, and your ears are kind of, they are small. But my boys the other day, like recently, I've known one of my boys for 20 years, and I looked at him the other day, I was like, damn, you got some small ears, bro.
Can you hear me?
Like, what's going on over there? They're tiny.
Yeah.
But yeah, my ears were really huge, and I feel like that me becoming could always be funny, but I be saying I think I'm funny because I had to defend myself with my ears and had to have a joke back about you. You know what I'm saying? So,
damn.
Yeah, so I was the class clown always. That was always a thing for me.
Okay. So let's fast forward a little bit. That first piece of content that you put out on the internet, where'd you put it out at, and what was it, and what made you put that piece of content out?
Okay, so honestly, I've been doing like videos and speaking to the camera since 2012.
Okay.
So I say we've been doing it for 6 years because that's when we took it seriously, and we actually started blowing up as soon as we took it seriously, me and Millennial. And so my boys, they made music, and I didn't make music. I was always been into music, like listening to it, hearing new artists and stuff like that. Like I've always been interested in that. And then there were people creating content, like Shiggy was one of them, creating content. Yeah, okay. on Instagram. And this before Vine before Vine. And they were like, yo, you should do that. And then I was like, I don't know. And I started doing it. The first piece of content I put out was on Instagram, I believe. And I think there's actually videos before I really took it serious because I was always doing dumb stuff. So I have I have a video of me sinking into a couch, and it's probably not that funny, but I was just doing dumb stuff, and my mom would be there recording me. So I would upload those little things. But yeah. So that was the first content, I think, me shoving my head in between a couch and look like I'm sinking and screaming for help.
Yeah, so what was your mom thinking? She just supporting her boy?
Yeah, well, that at that time wasn't for it to be that wasn't even a thing besides YouTubers, but on Instagram there was no body at that time because I think that was before 2012. It was nobody really doing it at that time. And I wasn't doing it to be anything either. It was just funny. So I was like, let me just laugh, make people laugh or whatever. And that was it. And then when my boys told me, like, yo, you should create content and say stuff, it was me, like, really speaking to the camera more and telling kind of jokes or whatever, or saying a story or making up a story that happened that never really happened and posting that there. So that's how it started for sure. So
that's how it started. Now, are you doing it consistently? Did you start seeing some traction? Like, when did it become like, okay, there's something here. I'm going to keep doing it?
Yeah, so it wasn't consistently. It was enough, though.
Yeah.
And people were commenting, and then when I got with Millennial, we'll post here and there, and then somebody had took our video, and I saw it hit like 200, 600,000 views on their page. And this is when Instagram was recording 15 seconds. So,
oh, yeah.
Yeah. Damn, yeah,
that's crazy.
So we was doing that, and I was started to get a little recognized in our area, and that was in 2016. We started, getting a little recognized, and every time I go somewhere, they'll be like, oh, Chicklet, what's up? I like your stuff. I'll be like, you follow me? They'll be like, no. So, that was it. And then November, we did a video, And that was like a skit that we did a video to. It was a song, a Boogie song playing. It was like, if I ever said I love you, I was lying. And I was screaming in her face. She was like, nope, not happening.
Yeah.
And turned the music down, and I was screaming in her face. And that did pretty well for my page. And then in December, I was like, yo, I want to do it.
So how many followers were you at this point?
2,000.
2,000. You were just like, I still want to do it.
Yeah. I was like, I want to do it.
Okay. Because I'm saying, like, some people may see, like, okay, I got 30,000 followers. I want to do it now.
Nah, I was at 2K.
Damn.
2K, and I was like, yo, I want to create content. I was like, I'm going to get a job so I can pay for promo, and, you know, I'm going to do this. And literally, as soon as I wanted a job, I got it. Like, I was searching for about 4 months around that time, but once I said I want one, 3 of them came in. So I was like, all right, let's do it. And then January came, and I ended up checking. So January of 2017, I checked WorldStar's page, and they had an email to submit, which people wasn't doing and didn't know. So I was submitting my videos
on Instagram.
Yeah, through their email, and literally I didn't have to end up paying for promo because WorldStar picked me up. And once they picked me up, I went from 2 to 5, from 5 to 10.
Damn.
By July, I had 30K.
Damn.
So it took of that month, I had 30K, and then Mike actually was like, yo, bro. In June, I had 30K. By June, I had 30K. In July, I still had 30K. So Mike was like, yo, you got to do something. You're staying in that one spot. I was like, yo, bro, I got to 30K faster than I got to 2,000 followers.
Yeah.
I had my Instagram for a long time and only had 2,000 followers.
Yeah.
So 30K in 7 months was, like, amazing. Literally, the next 2 days, I went up to 100,000. Damn. And the next 2 days after I told him, like, yo, I'm grateful for what I have.
Yeah.
100,000. I hit 100,000. So I went up, like, 80K.
So you got 100,000 now, and what's the plan? Like, just to keep putting out content?
So what ended up happening at that time, we did a video that went, like, viral. I was pouring iced tea into the Douce and pretending like it was still Douce, and that hit. And once that hit, I went back to work, and I left.
Like, did you say Cardi B picked it up?
Cardi B.
Yeah.
Yeah, she picked it up, and it went viral after she picked it up. It went viral. And WorldStar, at that time, I didn't have to submit no more. They was just picking up everything. So they know Cardi B, WorldStar was a huge part of gaining traction for us. And literally hosting started, clubs started reaching out for hostings. And Tidal had reached out at that time because it was the Douce and Douce Jay-Z.
Man,
so
crazy.
We did a little show for Tidal, and then it just, I think by the beginning of that next year, I already hit 1 million followers. I believe so.
So you said a couple things in there. I don't want it to go over people's head. Number one, you said you wanted to do it, but you were like, let me get a job.
Yeah.
I think that's key because most people wouldn't even want to do that. They just try to figure it out, try to just make content, just try to like make a few bucks here and there. But you're like, let me pay the bills, let me pay for promo, right? And, keep this as long as possible until it pops. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the bar right there because most people nowadays, entrepreneurship is sexy. They just jump out the boat and just figure it out.
Yeah.
But if you can have a job on the side and then create content in your free time, why not do that?
That's what I think people confuse it. They don't they think they had a job and this is my career.
Yeah.
And I have to be a career and focus on that. Mine wasn't really, I was washing dishes. Like I had a FedEx job first. That was the first one that called me. And I was like, this is taking too much time. I need something, and it paid less and everything. But I was like, I just need something to take care of this. And I was looking at that as like what you said, the side job. So this is gonna pay for that.
Yeah.
People, once we set our mind to something, like if you keep saying you hate something, you're gonna hate it. You're going to hate it and you're not gonna like it. But if you just change your mindset, it would change. Everything would change. Yo, I'm doing this for that. In the long run, this is gonna pay off. And I wasn't going in mad every day or nothing because it was taking care of everything else.
I think that's the blessing right there because, like you said, you were not going into it like, damn, I hate this job, which you probably have every right to say that. Yeah. But you're probably going into it like, yo, what can I get out of this, right? And what I can.
And I was shooting content there.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. There you go.
Yeah, I was shooting content there, like still the stories and coming up with stuff that didn't happen, but I was shooting content there. Yeah.
So now you're growing. You hit 1 million followers. You're probably feeling good.
Yeah, great.
So what's next? Like, it's a lot of stuff is probably coming at you all at once. How do you like navigate this space, especially with being on the internet? You having a girl. you know, a relationship and whatnot? How do you navigate this space and all that?
So I realized recently, right, and this is recent, so it was nothing to us back then. It was nothing. Mike is actually my uncle.
Yeah.
And so Rock Nation had reached out to me for a Rock Nation podcast. And then they reached out again and was like, we want you back up, but it's not for a podcast, something else. So I told Mike, like, yo, they reached out, but I don't know. He was like, you want me to come with you? Because he was in the managing space before. He was like, I'm never managing again. I was like, yeah, come with me. And from then on, more deals started coming to the table, and he was taking care of that. So I was already good with the emails. I didn't really have to, because right away I already had somebody I trusted that knew what they was doing, and he did it. You know, people try to put their friends on and stuff, and that takes away from everything. And for me now, I'm realizing again, go back to that mentality. Because when people ask me what's next before, I was like, I don't care. It's what's now. I don't want to get lost in that. It's what's now. And, you know, I did get lost now. And thinking, what's next for us? What do we do next? How do we do this? And planning stuff and overwhelming myself with stuff that isn't overwhelming.
Right. And it may overwhelm you to a point to where you don't even take action.
Exactly. Because the other day, and this is what made me realize, oh, I do this. I had to put my mics to charge. And I had to go somewhere. And then I knew I had to be somewhere after I went to that place. So putting my mics to charge, I started overwhelming myself. And then I did it. I was like, let me just put them to charge. And it took me a minute. But getting the wires, and it was so much in my head.
Man, that's crazy. I don't want to cut you off. Yeah. That's crazy that you said that because, I told you I came from Dallas, Texas. Yeah. And like, bro, from the day I came to New York, yesterday, to today, I'm like literally praying, like, please let the logistics just line up, bro. Like getting the camera person in here, getting the audio, getting you in here. I'm like, bro. And I'm like, okay, don't overwhelm yourself. Just take it step by step. Yeah. Just literally get on the train, go to the place, and worry about what the heck's going to happen there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And what happened, like, truthfully, before we recorded, like, I could not prepared for that. Like, you just have to go and be with an open mind and just be like, yo, we're going to figure it out.
Yeah. That's the way I'm trying to move now is I realized I was overthinking stuff, right? Even if we have this conversation and you say something and I don't know how to take it, right? Let's say that happens. Now I'm overthinking something that didn't happen, you know, like, and now I'm there and I'm getting mad with the situation and I'm just creating something that's not even real. So I was like, yo, I'm just going to handle stuff now, just right then and there, whatever it is, just live. Thinking literally stops you from living.
No, for sure.
And
that's crazy.
Yeah, and I'm realizing all this stuff now. Like, I'm trying to practice that stuff. Like, just do. Stop thinking. Don't think about a situation that's not even there because you're going to get these feelings and stuff that are not real. They're not real.
Yeah. So that brings me to, like, one of the things I want to talk to you about is we're just thinking about thinking. We're thinking about the mind. I also want to think about mental health. Yeah. And I know in one of your videos, I think in 2019, you're openly talking about anxiety, dealing with anxiety. I'd love for you to touch on that. And like I said, just having all these followers, dealing with negative comments, dealing with people like talking smack, even though you're a super positive person, you got positive people around you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There's always going to be somebody out there talking smack. How are you dealing with all that, dealing with your anxiety and all that?
So in the beginning, I was reading the comments. Yeah. And when people respond, I respond to them. But they were, supporters that were telling me, like, we love you, and you're responding to that one person that doesn't. To me. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But you ain't respond to me, and I'm showing you love. So that helped me. Like, you're right. Why do I care about what that? But negative wins. Negative always wins. You know, that's what I think. I think it wins. Everybody's comfortable with it. Everybody's comfortable being mad. You know, there's more people comfortable with that because it's a feeling being happy sometimes. That's what was weird to me. When I was having 2019, I started having panic attacks. Didn't know why. I wouldn't even be panicking. It just hit me, and I'll be like, and I'll be nervous. And I'm like, why? What is happening? Why am I nervous? And I'd realize when my body was calm, that would make me nervous.
Interesting.
So,
like, you need to be on the go. You need to be doing something type of situation.
I don't know. Like, I needed to feel back then I wanted to start something called Addicted to Anxiety. And I know people are like, "How? We're not addicted to it," but I felt like I was. If I wasn't shaking my leg or nervous or had that feeling, got nervous. Like, what's happening in my body right now? It's not moving. It's calm.
Right.
So that was like a big thing for me back then. Like, everywhere I went, nervous. And I remember we was in an Uber, and I was looking at Millennial, and I looked out the window, and I'm staring out the window of the car, and there's a lady walking by. I said, I wonder if she feels normal. I wonder what that feels like. I miss that feeling because I'm just always nervous everywhere I went, everything, and I didn't know why. That's crazy, bro. I ended up reading a book. It was called That Lasts a Life. And in the book, they said the reason you catch panic attacks is because you're trying to stop yourself from having one.
Interesting.
And if you let it happen, it won't happen. After I read that, I never caught one again. Let me not say never, but I haven't caught one again because once I feel that feeling that I'm about to panic,
you just release.
I'll be like, hit me.
Yeah.
Give me one. And I wouldn't have it, which was weird.
Yeah.
But it made sense. You're panicking, trying not to panic.
Yeah.
So you're panicking like, this is going to hit me. I'm going to catch one right now.
Yeah.
Please don't catch one. Please don't catch one. Da-da-da. And that overthinking created for me, it could be different for anybody else, but for me, I was creating the panic attack.
That's wild. So the reason why I bring it up because I deal with anxiety as well. And actually I go to therapy for it. And my therapist, like my form of anxiety is more like, because she's like, I can tell you're always thinking too much in the future. Like what I just talked about earlier, like, damn, is this going to be good? This going to be good? It can cause that anxiety. But yeah, man, like I think I was reading one time, they said literally 8% of the things that you worry about actually happen. So most of the things that you worry about, they don't even end up happening.
Yeah.
You know they don't even like, you know what I'm saying?
It's not real. It's false.
Yeah.
It's false. It's not that anxiety is not real, but with the people that overthink, it's like, now you got nothing done. The thing you was worried about that probably could progress you and stuff, now you didn't do it because you were scared.
Yeah. Do you guys ever do like a social media detox? You know what I'm saying? You running the business and whatnot, you got to probably post consistently. You got to be out there consistently. Have you ever thought about like, and I don't want to like suggest anything, but have you thought about like social media detox or like setting up your content in a way so where it's automated?
Yeah, I don't use it as much as I was.
Okay.
So no, I've never done like an actual detox, but if we go on vacation, I barely be on my phone and stuff, but it's not on purpose though.
Yeah. Like
I've never did it on purpose. What I would do is I leave my phone in my charging in my living room sometimes. So when I wake up, I got to go shut my alarm off and I have to get out of bed. And it's not the first thing I look at when I wake up. Because I was realizing, like, if I go to shower in the morning, right, after looking at my phone, and everything is so fast, right, that I was like, oh, I want to do a facial when I get out. But since everything was so fast, I looked at that facial as, I can't do it right now while I'm in the shower. I'm not going to do it when I get out. Like, I just wanted it to, nope, that's going to take too much time. Everything needs to be like this.
Everything's fast-paced.
And that was because of that. Like, even Fortnite, when I was playing that, I was thinking, I'm like, your reaction time to build, right? To build, that reaction is right away.
Yeah, be on point.
So when you get off, you need life to sort of be that fast.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like, you know, your reaction time got to be super fast in that game, or even any game.
Yeah.
You have to have a reaction. And then when you start playing, life is slower. So that I felt like that was giving me anxiety in a way too, because it just wasn't as fast. And I think that's what anxiety is too. Like, it's not fast enough for people. They're on their phone, just looking at it, scrolling. Everything is like that, and then you put your phone down and say,
"Yeah,
it's slow."
That's crazy. Yeah, no, that's crazy. So how are you dealing with it now? Like, has it progressively gotten better?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
I know what it is now. I know it's just anxiety now.
Yeah. So
it doesn't. Before I was scared of it. Now I'm like, I know what it is. I know this is anxiety, and knowing that it is, I don't deal with it as much as I was, because I know it's there.
Yeah.
And it can't do nothing. Before, I thought it was something in me wrong. Like, my heart racing is gonna pop. This happened. My liver's probably done. Oh, I'm gonna pass out here in the studio. I used to leave places I was at all the time.
You gotta go.
I gotta leave because I want to pass out in my car. I want to pass outside. I don't want to pass out in front of everybody. I never passed out though. You know what I'm saying? Never.
Crazy.
So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be fine. I'm going to be fine. And it is better. I do still struggle here and there, but people, my anxiety comes from hangovers. And I didn't know that. So drinking, it takes it away. That's why I was like, nothing's wrong with you. If you got headaches and stuff and drinking takes it away, you're just creating that. I feel like. I could be totally wrong. I feel like people create that.
It's like a placebo effect. If I drink this, I'm going to feel better. I'm going to be good.
Yeah, it goes away. So I realized when I started drinking, it'll go away. I'm like, and I started questioning, why is that? I'm like, so then it's not real. It's not real. It's not real. And people don't understand when you're done with your habit, coffee, whatever it is, your habit, that's why you have anxiety. Because of your habit. You're having withdrawals. And people confuse anxiety with withdrawals. So they go back to their habit.
Yeah.
Because it takes it away. But that's most of the time, not most of the time, but sometimes it's whatever you're addicted to. Whether it's anything, playing video games.
Yeah.
That's your withdrawals from that.
So over the years, how have your habits changed? Like I'm saying, even with alcohol or maybe even with video games and whatnot?
They haven't. They haven't changed. I haven't played video games often just because I just haven't. But no reason. Like I haven't took it off. But when I see it getting overwhelming for me, like I say, drinking. Because drinking to me, everybody around me drinks. Everybody. So it's like we do it and socially. Like it's not I'm at home and just getting it. Like it's everybody. But there's times like even just now, December, I didn't drink. I didn't drink for Christmas. I didn't drink. And I was in Vegas when there was free drinks. And everything. I was like, I can't. I don't want to do it. Because it was also mentally messing with my my mind. It'll be blank. I'll wake up being a mix. And I realized that there's people that drink and they say because it gets their creative juices going.
I've heard that too.
Or they smoke because it gets. And I was like, no. And I realized this recently. Cause I told my little brother, I said, damn, when I go to the studio or stuff, or let's say, I think I need a drink because then I get to, I'm more creative.
You're a little bit loose.
But only thing it does is make you confident. That's why it's not the drinking that makes you creative. It's that you get confident. So now you're able to create because you're confident in your idea.
So how can one person become confident without that?
You just got to do it.
Just do it.
You got to just do it. That's all. It's all up to you. I don't think there's anything. It's up to you.
Yeah.
You have to just say I'm gonna do it, and literally that's how I've been doing it lately. Just be like, yo, just do it, and then it comes out. Everything comes out that I'd be worried about. It just happens. Somehow that was nothing.
Yeah.
You know, liquid courage is real, and I think that's what it gives you. It don't give you creative juice or nothing. It gives you courage to do it. That's why you're able to do it. That's my thing.
Interesting. Very interesting. I want to shift gears a little bit. I want to talk about dealing with being comfortable as a creative, right? You got the followers. You got over 4 million followers. You know, you got deals and whatnot. How do you keep yourself from staying at a place of comfort, right? Talking to Mike, you guys have all these visions and these goals. How do you keep that going? You know what I'm saying? Because you're at a place right now, if a lot of people probably had what you had, they'd be like, I'm set, I'm good.
Yeah.
And even you said at 100K, you said, I'm good. Like, I feel good about this, right?
Yeah.
So how do you keep it going?
You got to love what you do. And I honestly get confident when I don't love it no more. I mean, comfortable.
Yep.
Because I don't want to do it. It's not comfortable because I'm good. I like creating content. That's why I was doing it so often. You know? And there's times where you're comfortable and I start hating it for some reason. Like, that's why I have equipment here that it was in my house. I wanted to do a podcast in my house. But I realized I was like, oh, we can save it for tomorrow because it's right there.
Yeah, it's right there.
I could do it tomorrow. I could do it tomorrow. Now that I put everything here, we gotta go Wednesday and shoot. Yeah. Like, we have to go. And it feels better. You just gotta get up and get out. You gotta get up and get out and realize there's people that struggle realizing that they're comfortable. And people tell me all the time, oh, you good though, you got it. I'm like, no, we not. No, we not. My vision opened up recently that I was sitting at home and I was like this. I was like, holy shit, I live here. I've never took time to appreciate that.
That's interesting.
Never. And I was like, oh no, this is what's happening. Even with myself, I still feel there's people that think I'm huge, but I feel like I'm still here. I'm like, wait, why do I feel that way? It's because I never took time to acknowledge me. I'm here doing it for everybody else and never took time to acknowledge me. And I'm like, no, I am big. I am this person. I have this.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when you view yourself low, you know, you stop yourself from a lot of things.
Yeah. No, that's a fact. My therapist be telling me, bro, like, make sure you be nice to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, celebrate those wins. Tell yourself you're doing a good job. Don't be so hard on yourself. Because sometimes we be like, how are you feeling this week? And sometimes I'm like really hard on myself. And she's like, no, you need to be more nicer to yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're doing a good job. You're doing phenomenal things.
Do you have trouble saying that to yourself?
Sometimes.
Because you don't believe it?
I think it's kind of what you said earlier. You said that you feel like you're not big enough. You feel like you're down here. And same thing with me. I'm like, nah, like I want more. I want to do more. But if you take a step back and see like what you're accomplishing so far, it's like, nah, I did that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. This whole New York trip, I'm gonna go back home to my wife and be like, yo, I did that.
Yeah.
I did that.
You got to acknowledge yourself, and that's, you know, we acknowledge other people before ourselves.
That's a fact.
Well, I do. I'm gonna speak. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel you.
And then once I realized, like, wait, this, this is recently. This is probably like November. You know what I'm saying? That I've had this talk with myself and was able to realize those things happen and affirmations, right? That's why I actually do not believe. If you say, oh, but I did work hard. Was it like a struggle to believe like I did? Because like I could have did more. So sometimes like affirmations, people wouldn't read affirmations because they don't believe the affirmation. I keep saying people. Me, I didn't want to read affirmations because I didn't believe it. Like, oh, you're loved and this and that. I'm like, no, I'm not. But then I was like, your mind believes whatever you tell it.
Yeah.
So the reason you read it is to change your mind. And you make your mind believe it. You are not your mind.
Yeah.
And that's what people confuse. You are not your mind. But since you're telling your mind these things, it keeps you safe.
So, I'm going to grab my phone real quick. I have a list of affirmations on my screen, bro. These aren't necessarily like you are loved. These are like you deserve to have a successful podcast.
Yeah.
Like you deserve to travel the world type of thing. And what I was going to say is, this might sound real contradictory, but like I heard someone say your brain is the dumbest muscle in your body. It's the dumbest part in your body because whatever you tell it, it will believe and it will do. So if you tell it like, yo, I ain't nothing, I ain't worth nothing, you ain't going to be nothing.
Yeah.
But if you tell yourself, no, I am great, I am meant to have this, I do deserve to have this, your brain's going to be like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Literally, that's all it takes. Recently, I saw something on TikTok, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, your body's just your body, like you're borrowing it.
Yeah.
But you are not your body, you're not your mind, you're not your eyes. You are you. And it sounds like you said contradicting, but the other day I didn't want to go to the gym. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to go. And I stopped and I told myself, I am not me, which is weird. And I went down to the gym. I had a whole different mindset out of nowhere when I was like, I'm not me. And I went downstairs because I could be whoever. I don't have to stick to who I've been for 29 years. You know, there's people that, and I use this example, that like food because they was raised on that food. And I don't like that food because I was raised on my food.
Right.
But I could just change that mindset and be like, I do like that food. Maybe not love it, whatever. I'm just using food just because I feel like it was easier.
No,
but it made me understand that I was trained to be this way.
Yeah.
I could be I don't have to stick to this.
That's a fact.
I could be a whole new person if I wanted to. And I don't have to stick to what I'm comfortable with, what I'm used to. I could literally change that. And when I told myself I'm not me, I went downstairs and then I went to tell Millennial, I was like, yo, tell yourself you're not me. He said, oh, I seen this on TikTok.
You probably had a phenomenal workout, huh?
Yeah, I did. I just kept, like, that's something that I want to keep telling. I'm not me. And by that, I mean, I don't have to stick to who I am today. I could change everything today. Every single thing I want, I could just change it.
Yeah, and you having this mindset, how does it affect your relationship and your partnership with Millennial?
I'm not going to lie, because this mindset been maybe November. I'm gonna keep December. Yeah. No, December. Middle of December, I started changing the thoughts and whatever, and we've been great. Like, we got into an argument the other day, a big one, but it's been so long since we had that. And when we got into one the other day, I was like, I didn't feel good after. Usually I'm comfortable with that and, we're not going to speak for a few days and that's going to happen. But we didn't feel good and we spoke immediately. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it changes everything. Once you realize life isn't what you think it is, it's just live it.
Yeah, just live it.
Just live it. Like, if there's a problem happening, live it. Live it by be there. Overthinking and thinking the future and later on, and it becomes overwhelming because I started doing that. I was overwhelming myself with what ifs.
What ifs?
And then I stopped. I was like, I'm going to just walk and get up today and live and not overthink this. And I was like, whoa, that feels way better.
Yeah. That's crazy. I love that. Where as a creative do you feel like you're playing it safe?
Being home and doing the videos at home and yeah, that would be mine for me specifically. That just being at home is me playing it safe and not being around and denying stuff that puts me in front of people. That's me playing it safe. I don't have to be in front of people.
No, you don't.
So I choose not to.
Right.
That's me playing it safe. Because if I was around people, I'd probably be bigger.
Yeah.
You know, but I nervous. The anxiety had me stay away from people. And also COVID had me nervous with people as well. Because we was home for so long.
Yeah.
I remember coming outside and some guy was like, Chicklet. I'm like, how do you know me? I'm like, oh. Social media. Yeah. Oh, that's why. But I was so confused and like, wait, what?
Have you ever dealt with any negativity in person? Like,
Yeah.
We see for real?
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm like, you got the keyboard warriors and all that, trigger fingers.
Yeah. It's sort of different negativity sometimes. Like the ones that I don't like is like, oh, Millennial, smack him.
Okay, like that.
Like stuff like that. But we've had negative stuff before. Like, oh, you're not that funny. I'm like, okay. I didn't say I was.
Nah, that's crazy when people be saying that.
Like, all right, you wanted to say that?
Yeah.
It's fine.
That's crazy.
Oh, then can I take a picture with you?
and post on the ground, yo, we building.
You know, I was like, what?
Oh, man. All right, shifting gears a little bit. You know, I want to talk to the content creators out there. You know, you mentioned early on there was a point where you were pretty consistent.
Consistency is key.
What did that look like for you? You know what I'm saying? Were you putting out
Every
content
day?
Every day? How many times a day? Like, what was it? What was the grind looking like?
Before it was just once.
Okay.
But it was very, like, I feel like now when you go on the internet, everything's political. So it's kind of hard now for me, the way I like to do my content, because everything is, like, political, every single thing.
The wrong thing or something?
Yeah, so now, or do the wrong thing. Now it's like, oh, you guys in an abusive relationship. And, you know, it's like, people are going to believe this. I'm like, y'all don't watch TV or movies? Like, this is the new TV and movie.
That's a fact.
You know, like, this is what this is. Even if it's, oh, but you're putting out, you know what I hate? The people that go, even if y'all joking, you need to leave her. So you agree it's a joke and it's not real, but I should leave her because it's fake. Those are the ones I hate. But yeah, consistency, I would say everybody, consistency is key. Because I remember back then, people used to, I post the same picture of SpongeBob every day. You ever seen those? So I used to see those. I post the same picture of a water bottle every day. And they would have 40,000 followers.
No, that is true. I see, like, people, like, on TikTok, they post the same damn thing, and, like, one of them would just hit.
Yeah.
Blow up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I realized, you know, even though it's different videos, it's the same thing. Malaya's yelling at me. Like, I'm even over it now. Like, yo, we got to switch this up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
interesting.
I'm over it.
Yeah.
We got to switch this up. And it's the same thing, though. So if you stick to something, it's going to work.
And how do you feel? How does she feel about switching things up? Is she rocking with it, or is she like, damn, I've been doing this. You want me to switch it up?
Nah. She's cool with it because it's not that. We don't really, we're very, the reason it's aggressive in its arguments is because it's just New York. It's that.
No, for sure.
That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So we're like that, but it's just not as, oh, you left the refrigerator door open. I'm freaking out. And close it. You know what I'm saying? It's not all of that. So she don't mind it. She's really great. So like us doing it ain't funny. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we really have to it's gonna be the same, but just I don't want it to feel as toxic anymore. Like,
no, for sure. I feel it. And for creatives out there, I know it depends on what they're doing and what they're creating, but what platforms do you think they should focus on?
YouTube.
Talk to us.
YouTube. I know everybody would say TikTok and stuff like that.
I actually agree with you.
I think YouTube. I think YouTube is gonna be here for the long run, and it's going. YouTube and Twitch.
Twitch, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, even with TikTok, they're having some issues, like some political issues.
Yeah.
Where, like, they might take this whole joint down. And
TikTok's easy. If y'all want to, create a fan base, TikTok, but create content for YouTube, though. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. You could do anything you want. You create YouTube, cut it into a TikTok and post it. Yeah. But I'll say focus on YouTube. It pays more.
Yeah. I think for people, it's just harder to do because when they think of YouTube, they think of long form videos. Shorts, yeah.
Shorts, you get February 1st. If you're in the program, you get paid for shorts now after February 1st. Mm-hmm. And they're hitting. The algorithm is crazy for them.
You got to have a certain amount of followers? Or
I think it's 1,000 subscribers, I believe, to hit that. Yeah, 1,000 subscribers, and I think it's like 10 million views, though. Mm. But people get scared of 10 million. Yeah. I didn't, because if I put out 10 videos and they all hit 10,000, it's 100,000 views. Yeah. That analytic is what counts. Yeah. Did I do that math? I think that's 100,000.
Something like that, yeah. Yeah.
I think it's 100,000, but people get, and if they all did 4 views, if you put up 6 videos a day, you know what I'm saying? Like, those all count as the number up here is what counts. Yeah. It doesn't count by that video got 1 million views. No, look at all my stuff. Altogether, that's 30 million views right there.
Yeah. No,
that's what the brands and stuff look at. They don't look at that view. They look at that number. Mm-hmm. How many views you bringing in? This is how many views I bring in altogether.
That's crazy. So, what's next for you guys? You got the studio. I think I heard in one of your past interviews you want to get more into like consulting and helping other creatives build them up and whatnot. So what's like the next thing that you guys want to hit? And I know you guys just launched the podcast. Yeah. You're creating more, content on YouTube and whatnot. Yeah. What's next?
That's next. Yeah. The YouTube, creating content for YouTube. I really want to step it up and give longer format. We started the podcast called That's Your Reality. Mm-hmm. And, what we mean by that is like we really create narratives in our head that are not real. Mm. Like, the example I always give is if Millennial's not home often, I take that as she don't want to be around me, but she's just busy. Mm-hmm. And she's like, wait, what? I love you. I'm doing it. I'm just busy. Yeah. But I created, she don't want to be around me. So that's my reality. So we did that. The first few episodes, very argument, figuring it out kind of thing. But now we're sort of stepping into that flow where it's good. It's getting good. Yeah. So I want to create, that's where I want to be next. And not more of a personal thing. Like I just don't want to let myself down and do the things people believe I can do, and what I believe I can do. And
I was just gonna say, what about yourself?
Yeah, that's the thing. I believe it, but then I get nervous and and be like, I can't do it. So I wanna believe in myself more. That's what's next for me, and then I think that would just come with a bunch of other great things.
Yeah. So talk to us about building up other creatives, and what made you want to do that? Is that something that you're passionate about?
Well, yeah. If you think back to what I said earlier, is like in 2012 I tweeted, I want to get a lot of. I didn't even say this, I think, but in 2012 I tweeted, I want to get a lot of followers to help my friends that rap to get them views on their music. So
you were doing that. You guys were doing that for a minute, right?
Yeah.
I know a couple artists. You guys were, what I'm saying.
Yeah. So now we got Benzo. That's the next one, but it's always been that I want to help. Like even with Millennial, I've been like, yo, come on. Like, yo, you photo shoots. Let's get you fashion. Let's do it. Like, I want to see people succeed. And I don't know if maybe the behind the scenes was me being nervous of being in front. So now I'm pushing myself away. I don't know if that's why I want to help other people. It could be a selfish thing that I want to help other people because if I fail, I have to deal with me failing. But if they fail, you failed. Let's try again. It's easy to see somebody and then try again because it's dumb. Yeah. Not that I want to see them fail, nothing like that, but I started realizing, like, why do I help people fall out myself? I was like, because it's easier to help somebody else because they got to be in front. I could be in the back and I, feel that emotion that I would feel for myself. Yeah. So, but I love that. I think there's people out there that, just need guidance. And I see the potential in a lot of people. Like, so let's do it. I want to help. And it's not really... there, I post for you and do those. I don't want to help like that. I want to help you believe in who you are. That's more the help I want to do for people. And yeah.
So what does that look like? are you open to helping anybody? You know what I'm saying? For the people out there that are interested, like what does that look like specifically? Do you got to have a certain amount of followers? Do you want to see like some consistency? Like what is it that you want to see?
Well, as far as right now, it would be more of a like whoever's around me start like that, like help them grow, and then if we're able to, whoever comes in that's under this group. That's literally the name of it. This group. Again, that's really the name of it. Whoever's in that, like, whoever they pick up, or if I see somebody that has potential that I like. So more, don't really have to be a certain amount of followers. It's just seeing you believe in yourself. Even if it's just a little bit. You put in the work in. I like that. Let's do it. But I can't take the world. You know what I'm saying? So I would have to choose who it is and help them. As long as they believe a little bit. You put in the work in. I like that.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you a really, like, generic question, but you may hear this all the time, but, like, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? So when you reach that point in 5 years, we're going to run it back with this clip.
Oh, yeah. That'd be the crazy thing. When people ask me this question, I don't see that far. I really don't. Where I would want to be, I see, like, 10 years, because I always say as soon as I make a certain amount of money, I'm done. I quit.
Yeah.
It don't have to be billion. It don't have to be 100 million. As soon as I make 10 million, I'm out of here. It's probably easy, right?
Probably almost there.
Maybe want to. Nah, I just don't view money as that it's hard to get.
Yeah.
Never. Even when I had nothing, I was like, we could get it. So I say 10 million. It's like, wait, I could get it.
I think it goes back to that mindset that you just have. You have that receptive mindset where, some people are like, I can't make that money. And when you say I can't, the moment you say I can't, you're shutting your brain down.
Yeah.
It goes back to what we were saying earlier.
Yeah.
You're shutting your brain down to you even potentially thinking of ways to do that. So by you saying like, yeah, I can make that money, you are actively putting yourself in position to attract that money. Right?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, money's just a tool. You know what I'm saying? So
I believe people could do it. That's why I said, if I make 10 million, I'm like, I could do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could do that. Millennial, even one time, she was there like, yo, bro, stop worrying about it. And she, stop worrying about money. Don't make that the worry. Do what you got to do. Don't worry. It's going to come. If you go to work, you're going to get it. So why you worried about it? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to get it. Just receive. And she ended up getting a deal, like, the next day. The next day.
I told you.
Yo, and I'm here like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all you got to do is, maybe the next week or whatever, but it was like 20 bands. Here you go.
Wow.
I'm like, you see?
Wow.
Just believe, bro. Believe it's going to come. So, yeah, if I make whatever, maybe it could be anything. Probably be $1 million. If I just see that, and I'm done. Maybe.
Yeah.
Because if I want to help other people, I'll probably just do that forever. But, yeah, I would love to just be somewhere else, just chilling on an island.
Puerto Rico?
Any island.
Yeah.
Give me any of them.
Yeah.
And, it's just... And not deal with anything. That's what my future looks like for me.
No, I ain't gonna lie. I love that because I told my wife too. One day we gonna have just like a little farm in the hills of Puerto Rico, just growing fruit.
Yeah,
you and I and our kids just like minding our own business.
Yeah, going to the
like,
beach and chilling. But see, now I took the 5 years. I took myself away from it. Just now, and I'm able to think. You see how that works? That I say maybe there's a fear that I don't want to put out for myself. Because what if it doesn't happen?
Exactly.
So now I was able to take myself out of it. What do I see? I see this place running, generating a lot of money. This group being huge and managing great people and everybody being successful. And then, I couldn't say that for myself just now. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn that into I.
No, you're a really selfless person. Like similar to me, like I want to see other people win. It's one of the reasons why I created this platform is like I want to see our community win.
Yeah.
Right? So,
but that's what I'm scared of is me being selfless, just me being scared that I would fail. That's one thing. Like, am I being this for other people because I don't want to fail myself and have to be in front of crowds and do that? I can just help you. You got to be in front of the crowd.
Yeah, you can just do it.
So that's one thing that I'm trying to, make sure it's not too much of that. Make sure it's not too much of helping other people and not myself.
Yeah.
I want to be here for me,
I love that. Who has been like your favorite people to collaborate with, and what type of content do you like making the most?
I don't really collab with too many people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we just, I love the Yeah, I really don't collab with other people.
Yeah.
I love Ken Stars.
Are you open to it, or is just
Yeah, this year, no, it's the comfortability.
Yeah,
That's why I didn't
okay,
collab.
okay.
I'm home. I don't have to go there. I don't have to do what if it doesn't work. You know, all those thoughts. I'm home. So it's the comfortability why I didn't. But we just did another podcast. It's called Money Buys Happiness, and I loved it. You know what I'm saying? It's the same. It's not the same, but the questions are new, refreshing. You know, it's good to for these kind of podcasts. You know, I love that collaboration. And this one, you know, the fact that I'm speaking for so long, really, it's great. Love the energy, feels good. But Ken Stars, I collabed with a lot, and not a lot, but I love the energy that we're able to bring to the table. There's a bunch of people that I be around that we don't turn the camera on, but you know, and content that I like creating, I like being myself.
Yeah.
Whatever can make me be me, I'd enjoy creating it. And if I'm probably a little control freak if I have direction in the content, but I like making videos with Millennial. The wholesome ones and funny. I like that. I like that.
So when y'all make videos, just real quick, is it like let's just flip the camera on and make something now, or is it more planned? How does that look?
This year, 2022, was more flip the camera on, whatever happens.
Okay.
I wasn't feeling that. I'm like, this is lazy.
Yeah.
This is comfortable.
Yeah.
So yeah, for the
opposed to you just having like a day we filming content.
No, that's what we do.
Okay.
We had Tuesdays, and we was just filming content, but turn it on. You know, like it wasn't planned. So I want to get back to the plan. It's what we're doing right there, right now. Let's do it. Yeah, I want to get back to that.
I love that. I love that. We can start wrapping this thing up, man. It's really been a pleasure talking to you, diving into like, you know, a little bit of mental health, diving into your story, you know what I'm saying, learning more about, you know, this whole space, you know, that's going to continue to grow. You know, have you guys, this may be like one of the last questions, but have you guys thought about maybe doing like your own brand I know you have this group, but like your own brand, maybe your own products or something like that. Is that something that you ever thought about?
Yeah. There's actually something that I want to do. I'll tell you off it. I don't want nobody steal my ideas.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I do want to do something for mental health though. Yeah. And our own brand clothing. I got something I want to put out. It's called Notem, which means no tomorrow. Because so you got to focus on today, not tomorrow. So it's Notem, no tomorrow. Yeah, and there's a couple things.
Yeah. Now I love what you said earlier. You said, you know, I guess it kind of goes back to that, where you want to focus on today and not push it to tomorrow, right? If you keep telling yourself you're gonna do it tomorrow, you're gonna do it later, you're creating the habit that you mentioned earlier. You're creating those bad habits, and we want to make sure we're creating healthy habits for ourselves. So, wrapping this thing up, man. One thing I always ask my guests is, who is one person that needs to be in the Latin Wealth podcast? The only exception is you got to know them. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, this is easy for me.
If you know Fat Joe, it's good. If you know whoever.
Come on, it's easy for me. Millennial.
Okay, we got.
Millennial got to get on the pod.
We got to get her the layup for sure. No, I was telling Mike, bro, there's hella people I'm trying to get on in New York, so I'm gonna be back very soon.
Yeah.
We definitely got to set that up. I'd love to have her on for sure. But this has been a phenomenal conversation, bro.
Thank you so much.
If people don't know where to find you, which is crazy, but if they don't, where can they find you? Where can they consume some of your content? Where can they reach out to you?
Chicklet.hf, all platforms.
Yeah. What's the HF?
He's funny.
Love it.
Go
ahead. I'm going to link everything in the description of this podcast. If you guys have any questions, you want to reach out to him, go ahead and do that. And I'm going to catch you guys in the next episode. Share this with one friend that needs to hear this or one family member. And it's your boy, Chris. I'll catch you guys next week. Peace.